Hey guys, Chris here. I'm super excited to start a new series with you guys today on web animations. We're going to start off by talking about simple CSS transitions. We'll move into transforms and CSS animations as well as SVG and canvas animations later on in the series. All of the code can be found on my CodePen profile under a new collection for this series. I will leave a link for that collection in the description below this video. Let's get started. Alright, so to start off with, we're just going to need HTML and CSS. I'm using plain CSS here, no preprocessors or anything special. To start off, let's start off with a div with a class of square. And let's just make a red square to start off with. So class square, give it a width and a height of the same width, same size. And so we can see it, let's give it a background color, so I can type. Let's grab this color here. Alright, so now we have a square. Let's move it off the side here. Let's do a margin of 20 pixels. Now CSS, we can easily just say square hover to make some changes when we mouse over the element. Let's give it a new background color. Let's grab this green. Make sure we put our semicolon in there. And now when we hover, the square turns green. Now CSS Transition will allow us to change the color gradually over time and make it look nice and smooth. Now to do that, we can just go onto our square class here. Let's add a transition. What do we want to transition? We want to transition the background color. And how long should it take to transition? Let's just say 3 seconds to show it nice and over a long period of time. And as we mouse over, you can see the transition turns to green. And as we mouse out, it goes right back to the blue. So that's pretty simple. Let's also change the size of the square when we mouse into it. So when we hover, let's change the width to 200 pixels and the height to 200 pixels. As you see, as we mouse over, the color transitions over 3 seconds, but the size changes instantly. That's because we don't have a transition for the size. So we can go in here, we can say width. Let's do the width over 2 seconds and the height over 2 seconds. Let's check it out. And there you go. A very simple and easy way to change the size of something over a period of time. Now a little shorthand, if you want to change all the properties over the same length, we can just take all this out and say all. So transition all properties over 2 seconds. And there you go. Now this will work for anything. We can go in here and change that margin back to 0 when we hover. And as you can see, changes the margin gradually. Now the last thing you can do on transitions is the curve of the speed of the transition. So let's change this out to 5 seconds. I'll get rid of the margin just to make it a little easier to see this. Maybe make this a little bigger. Alright, so let's change this. Let's add a curve to it. We're going to say ease in. Let's see what this does to our animation. So mouse over, it goes slow, and then it speeds up towards the end. Starts slow, and it speeds up. If we change this to ease out, it'll do the opposite. It'll go fast, and then slow down towards the end of the transition. Same thing when we mouse out, it slows down towards the end. If we do ease in out, let's see what that does. Speeds up towards the middle of the transition, and then starts to slow down towards the end. We can also do a linear. This would be useful if you want the speed of the transition to stay the same constantly. As you can see, it's growing at the same rate. It doesn't slow down at all. And that's how you can easily change the way your transitions look. I highly encourage you guys to play with this on your own and see what you can come up with. Transitions are really easy and a lot of fun to play with. If you don't already have a CodePen account, it's completely free and it's a great place to go and play with CSS and come up with really cool ideas. If you come up with something cool, I'd love for you guys to drop a link to your pin in the comments of this video. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe. I'll see you next time.